Let me turn down the volume. If you guys want to leave in the chats below, I can see it, live chat, which is nice. We're going to be talking about something that I would say I've talked about a couple of times, but actually came to fruition. There is a guy named Zen Perion, I think that's his name, and we're going to be talking about, and this is what he's discussed a couple of times, which is, what are your ancestors? The people that came before us, the people that came before us, not only your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents. I'm talking about generations ago. I'm talking about people that are 500 years before us, 1,000 years before us, 2,000 years before us, people that were even scavenging around the forest when they had absolutely nothing, when it was literally pure survival, when they didn't have clean water, when they didn't know where their next meal was going to be, when they were scavengers, before there was even an agricultural boom where they said, you know what, we can actually plant this, we're going to be able to have property rights and actually say, this is my land, that's your land, we're going to be able to trade for the food. You do the corn, I'm going to do the potatoes, or whatever it is. Obviously, I'm Irish, so that's where I'm going on that one. But if you think about it, these people literally came from nothing. We're talking about 100 years ago when people said, oh, they came to America, they had nothing and everything else. How about we talk about the people that were here thousands of years ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago, when we were just on the plains of Africa, we weren't even fully evolved. Those are the people I'm talking about. Would they be proud? Would they be, what kind of opportunity would they take advantage of if they were living in today's day and age? We're so fucking blessed. I literally look around, I'm like, gratitude just rains out of me from all the people that built the things before me. Jeff Bezos has talked about it. He goes, listen, literally, I just built a company. The infrastructure for the roads, for the internet, for the computers, for all the transactions, for all the software was built by other people. He goes, I just put that together. He's not even saying that he is taking credit for it. He's saying this was already there. This was already established. And then I started thinking about it again last night. There were so many people before us, all these intellectuals, say even 50 years ago, from Earl Nightingale to Bob Proctor, which is still around, he's still around, and Tony Robbins and things like that are nowadays. But what about Jim Rome? What about all the lost lectures by Alan Watts? Or what would they do if they had the platform? Imagine that. And I really truly believe that's why Jordan Peterson's just completely blowing up right now, because he has the platform. It's unrestricted per se. He can have as long or as short as a video he wants. He could bring whoever he wants on there. He can have whatever discussion he wants, as long as he doesn't incite violence or anything like that. And he can do whatever he wants. You can do whatever you want. Gary has talked about this, but I don't think fully, Gary Vaynerchuk hasn't fully talked about this, where you can literally, from this device, stream anywhere in the world, call anywhere in the world. You can get business anywhere in the world. You can take incredible photos that were way better than anything 10 years ago from a fully formed camera that I'm looking at right now. I am literally live streaming to your cell phone, to your computer, and it's being held for free, virtually for free. The camera is expensive, the setup, the software, all those things. It's like, if even one generation ago, what if our parents had this opportunity? What if our grandparents had this opportunity? What would they say? You have to really think about that, because we're so caught up that we're the center of everything. It's all about us, the ego. Highly recommend the book by Eckhart Tolle, who taught It's Beautiful New World, where it's Beautiful New World is essentially just breaking yourself away from the ego. Because when you break yourself away from the ego, you have the ego, and then you have who you are, who you truly are. I'm reading the book Radical Honesty right now, and it's essentially saying you have to strip down all those layers of truth that you've told yourself, which are actually lies. You've told yourself all these lies to just put yourself in a box so you feel safe, that your life is fine, when in fact, if you strip that down, you say, you know what? I could work on this. I do need more money. I have a lot of debt. I am out of shape. Jordan Peterson alluded to in an incredible interview yesterday with the former Prime Minister of Australia, and he said, and I actually had the video right before, it's not like he saw it and then did this interview, but he talked about it. He said people they feel like they have these rights to something. They have a right to speak about something when they haven't even done anything. And that was yesterday's video. And essentially what he was saying is that you have a responsibility to learn as much as you can. You have a responsibility saying that you have an open world of dialogue and education all for free online, so long as you have an internet access and a computer, and then you take that responsibility and you consume as much as you can. Go into the world knowing, you know what? I don't know everything. And he says that the whole self-confidence and confidence movement is, he said, it's just a bunch of malarkey, because if you consider it, you're good enough. You're the best. You know, to a certain extent that's good, but you're kind of lying to people. And then when they go out into the world and they are told no at their job, or they're getting rejected in their relationships, or they start gaining weight and people don't start hanging out with them, or they start getting looks of disappointment or rejection, or they start getting anxiety, that goes so far. They're being told this lie, and then you build on that lie. And radical honesty is literally just saying, peel that away, peel that away, peel that away, till you get to the core of who you are. It's the exact same thing as what Eckhart Tolle was talking about in Beautiful New World, is that this is the ego. It protects you by saying, it's everyone else's fault. It's the outside. I need to change the outside. I need to change where I live. It's all about my house. It's not big enough. It's all about my spouse. She's not pretty enough, or he's not good enough. It's all about everything else. Look at the responsibility that you have, and what would the two questions I have with what would your ancestors say, for two reasons. Number one is, if they had the opportunity of the education, of the internet, of dialogue, of taking photos, of getting their word out there, their message, their photos, their videos, their blog, their ideas, if they had these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, just the amount of websites that you can create for free. Yes, there's advertising on there. Imagine what they could do, number one. Number two is, you have to look at how easy things are. I literally had water out of a faucet, okay? We take that for granted, okay? That's only recent. That's only within 100 years, you know, clean, filtered water coming from a place way far up north, in an area that is an aqueduct that then comes down, that was built 150, 200 years ago, this pipe that pipes all the water all into New York City. I showered at a place that was incredible with soap. It's just, it's small things that we're just going through life, and we're just taking it for granted. And this Friday, this weekend, I want you to look around and say the minor things: the clothing, the bed, the AC, the housing, the food, the water, the friends, the internet, everything that you have. What would your ancestors say? What would they do with that opportunity? That's what I implore you to explore in your mind, because that's what I've been secretly thinking about for years. What would my grandmother, what would my grandfather do? Direct descendants, let alone people that were scavenging and they were always at war with another tribe, or with animals, or snakes, alligators, lions, disease, bad food, poisoning, bad water. And we're just walking around, well, my internet's slow. It's cold out. My AC is broken. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. You're not getting anything from me. So, hope that riled you guys up just a little bit. Happy Friday. I'm going to be going BPI Live, which is, BPI is actually, we started flipping actually our Instagram around. We're going to be adding news and everything else. I'll be talking about that there. If you want to go over there, it's Botensten Properties. Just look it up on YouTube. It'll pop up. We're going to be talking about systems for agents, you know, the importance of it. It's known as BPIU University. You guys obviously knew that. But if you want to subscribe, do it. Leave the comments below. Obviously, Mad Lead, love it. Absolutely love it. We have always a consistent bunch of people. Hopefully the stream is coming out good. I bought a new computer. Hopefully it's better. It looks like I'm only using 1/4 of what I used on my old computer. So that's amazing. All right. So if you guys have any questions, leave in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys on Monday. I might live stream from this free device that I pay for every single month. I love it. I love it. What would your ancestors say? Have an awesome day.